Okay, today's all about healthy food. I'm going to show you that eating well and eating healthily can go hand in hand. I'm a chef, so my whole day, not just meal times, is devoted to food. If I'm not cooking it, I'm tasting it or thinking about it. My other great passion in life is fitness. I've run over 10 marathons in the last 10 years. I have to get these two sides of my life to work together. So, get ready for my ultimate healthy recipes, dishes that are good for you without any compromise on flavour. To start, a fresh and fruity breakfast to set you up for the day. Quick Bircher muesli you can make in minutes. Next, a liquid lunch, which is generally healthy. Glorious gazpacho soup, followed by a wafer-thin pineapple carpaccio for dessert. For dinner, it's my youngest daughter Tilly joining me in the kitchen to cook up a simple meal packed with goodness. Teriyaki salmon filled with omega oils and superfood soba noodle salad. For dessert, a delicious light and fizzy spritz jelly.
You would say, done.
This is my ultimate healthy food. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. First up is my breakfast Bircher muesli. Bircher muesli traditionally gets made the night before and left in the fridge. I find that a little bit too heavy and slightly stodgy, so it's the same principles, but a lot lighter. First in, the yogurt. I think live and raw milk yogurt are best. They're packed with calcium, enzymes and probiotics, which help your body absorb nutrients. It's interesting, because the kids especially would prefer their muesli with milk, but the yogurt, it's so much better for them. I like making it literally 10 minutes before I want to serve it, because it doesn't become stodgy. Yogurt in, apple juice. That's a great way of sweetening the muesli. A couple of tablespoons in. Give that a little mix. Now, sprinkle in the oats. I like putting 2/3 in now to absorb and almost double in size. And the last third of oats in at the end. Oats are low on the glycemic index, which means they slowly release energy to keep you going right through to lunch. I quite like it when it just falls off the spoon. You can see, literally in seconds, it's got thicker. The rest of the oats in. So I've got different textures. Now, mix that up nicely. And it literally takes 3 or 4 minutes to put together. Just gonna get a dry pan on. Almonds, incredibly healthy. Toasting them, even better flavour. Flake them into the pan, lightly toast them. That gives a really nice sort of crunch to the top of the muesli. Roll them around the pan so they're evenly toasted. Out into a bowl. The exciting thing about putting your own muesli together is that you're in control. Blackberries, summer, raspberries, strawberries, and so it changes. Berries don't just taste great. They're packed with antioxidants and vitamin C and K. So just dot the top of your muesli with your blackberries. Generous on the blackberries. Sweetness, tartness, acidic. And then just sprinkle over your nice almonds. I quite like a lot of crunch on top, so be generous. That looks fantastic. Perfect way to start the day. My quick Bircher muesli doesn't just taste incredible, it makes you feel fantastic. It's my ultimate healthy breakfast. There really is no better way to start the day. Next, I'm putting the flavour back into healthy food with a sensational lunch and dinner. Here are the key ingredients you'll need to cook them. First, on my ultimate shopping list are soba noodles. These grey-brown noodles are made from buckwheat, so they're gluten-free and high in protein. They're quick to cook and so versatile. Use them in stir-fries, soups and salads like the one I'm making for dinner. Salmon fillets are brimming with super healthy omega oils and so quick and versatile to cook. Whether poached, grilled, pan-fried, baked or quickest of all, raw as sushi. I'm making a family favourite for my healthy dinner, teriyaki salmon. Pomegranates have been revered since ancient Greek and Egyptian times for healing properties. Today, we know these little jewels are packed with antioxidants, minerals and vitamins B, C, E and K. They are fantastic in Middle Eastern dishes or scattered over fruit salads like the fine pineapple carpaccio I'm making for lunch. I don't believe in fatty diets and diet foods. There's no cardboard tasting rice cakes in our house, let me tell you. At its simplest, health eating for me is all about fresh home-cooked food, portion control and a balanced diet. And it should be a pleasure to eat. You should never turn meal times into something you dread. For my ultimate healthy lunch, I'm showing you one of my favourite dishes. It's packed with vitamins and goodness, but it's also super tasty. Gazpacho. For dessert, sweet and refreshing pineapple like you've never tasted before. First job, the gazpacho soup. For me, the secret of a great gazpacho is overripe tomatoes. Peppers, cucumber, a little bit of heat with the garlic, but you've got to leave it to marinate. First, peppers. Cut around the flat edges to minimise waste. Then chop. And the nice thing about making a gazpacho, there's no set recipe because you can put it together purely all tomatoes, half peppers, half tomatoes. I like the flavour of the cucumber in there as well. That gives it that freshness. The secret of a great gazpacho is the longer you leave it marinating, the better the flavour. So if you can get this done the night before and left in the fridge, the results are stunning. The green and red peppers have subtly complementary flavours and go well with ripe tomatoes. Start off by removing the bitter core. Get a little knife and just put it in where the core is and twist it round and you get this little core out. I remember my first experience eating a gazpacho in Spain. Mind-blowing. I've never forgotten that. Quarter your tomatoes, keeping the juicy seeds that add so much depth of taste. Nice. Then from there, cucumber. Just peel that. The seeds I'm gonna leave in. That gives it the flavour and the texture. Cucumber in a gazpacho does exactly what it does in a Pimm's. It sort of freshens it up and makes it mouth-watering. Slice that in half. Again, into quarters and chop. Now to give gazpacho its unique texture and thicken the soup, bread. And the crispier the crust, the better. Then garlic, thinly sliced. Next, spring onions. Nice and roughly chopped. And basil, stalks and all. We can use stalks, and basil stalks, parsley stalks, tarragon stalks, they have the most amazing flavour. Basil in. And now, I'm going to start marinating it. Salt, black pepper, and a good coating of olive oil. This gives it a glossy, creamy flavour. And the sherry vinegar. That's the perfect vinegar for the gazpacho. It's a strong, acidic complement to the flavours. Then just mix it up. And the smell already is incredible. It doesn't look like a gazpacho, but by the time this marinates and all those flavours start getting to know one another, all of a sudden you've got this huge explosion of contrast. Now, push that down. In the restaurants, we press the marinade down overnight, a couple of big pans on top, and we crush all the ingredients and then blitz it the next day. The flavour is extraordinary. Leave all those fresh ingredients packed with goodness to marinate from half an hour to even overnight. And then when you blend it, it just comes together like this sumptuous, rich, delicious chilled soup. To go with my super tasty soup, I've got an ultra-healthy and exciting dessert. Carpaccio of pineapple, which is a chefy way of saying super thinly sliced. It's done with a twist. We're gonna have a delicious, flavoured salt. Has to be flavoured with vanilla. Simply scrape out the vanilla seeds and add to sea salt along with the pod to store. Now, that basically keeps forever. There's no sell-by date because it's salt and vanilla. So fragrant, so delicious. You don't need much of this fragrant salt to intensify the sweetness of the pineapple. Pineapple. Slice peeled pineapple into wafer-thin pieces. It's almost like nice little discs, slightly transparent. Once you've sliced the pineapple, take the flavour to another level. a light sprinkle of vanilla salt and arrange the pineapple in a flower shape. It's a beautiful way of finishing a meal. The fragrance of the vanilla, the crunch with the salt. And the vanilla salt just marinades the pineapple beautifully. Then scatter nutrient-rich pomegranate seeds over the top. To finish, finely shredded fresh mint. Just slice them really thin, and then that'll give that nice, cool, minty flavour to the pineapple. My carpaccio is ready, and my gazpacho has been marinating in the fridge. Time to blend the soup. In. Onto your blender. And start off nice and slowly. Blend until super fine and gloriously silky, and serve refreshingly cold. Get your bowl and pour it in. Now, to finish it, get some fresh basil, roll it nice and tight, and shred it, and then drop it into your bowl. Fresh chopped basil, and then finally, just a touch of extra virgin olive oil, just to give that really nice additional freshness. And look at that, healthy and delicious. Gazpacho soup to me is a taste of Mediterranean sunshine in a bowl, followed by the wafer-thin carpaccio of pineapple with jewels of pomegranate goodness for dessert. Practically all of your 5 a day in one incredible healthy lunch. A healthy diet's an important one, but we're pretty relaxed about it. My philosophy is simple. Try and eat less of the bad stuff and eat more of the good stuff. And joining me in the kitchen is my netball nut, youngest Tilly. For dinner, it's a meagre-rich teriyaki salmon with a buckwheat soba noodle salad brimming with healthy greens, and a light Aperol spritz jelly for dessert. First job, the teriyaki marinade for the salmon. Tilly, gonna help Daddy with the salmon, please? Right, teriyaki, delicious, sticky, sweet salmon, okay? First of all, I'd like you to do a little season on the salmon, please, with salt and pepper. Thank you. All right, I want you to slice the garlic. 1 in front, 2 behind. Yeah? Oh, getting a bit fast there in your old age. Huh? Good girl. Thank you. Right, garlic in with the ginger. So we're gonna make a marinade, okay? Do you know what a marinade is?
It's what you coat something in.
That's right. So let's start off with soy sauce. 3 tablespoons.
1,
Good?
2,
Good?
3.
This is rice wine, also known as mirin. 1 in.
I know what that is. That's maple syrup. It's a bit like pure gold.
Beautiful. And a little touch of olive oil. Now,
It smells really good.
I want you to rub the salmon in the marinade. If you can get a chance to do this the night before, the salmon actually changes colour. But it's fine, even with 10 or 15 minutes before you start cooking it.
Does the ginger and garlic give it a different taste?
Do you know what? It helps improve the taste. When we cook it, it'll have this really nice glaze on there, okay? Right, let's put that in the fridge to marinate, and we'll start the jellies. To follow the teriyaki salmon, a grown-up light dessert. Prosecco and Aperol spritz jelly. Start by soaking gelatine sheets in cold water. Pour Prosecco, 100 millilitres of water and caster sugar into the pan. Heat until the sugar's dissolved, then add your gelatine sheets. Leave the mix to cool, top up with more Prosecco and a dash of the bitter, sweet Italian Aperol. Then pour into tumblers over orange slices and leave to set in the fridge. All the refreshment of a spritz in a perfect jelly form. The teriyaki salmon's marinating, time to get on with the noodle and vitamin-packed veg and seed salad. Soba noodles.
Why are they this colour?
They're this colour because they're made out of buckwheat. Okay, and then we're going to drop them in. So, nice and carefully. If you slide them that way, and then you go like that in your hand, and that will show you there. And then look, hold them like that, and drop them into the pan. Okay. Got them?
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on tight. Off you go. Nice.
Do they take longer to cook than normal noodles?
They actually take literally 5 minutes. Now, what are they?
Sugar snap peas.
Sugar snap peas. Okay.
And they're so crunchy.
Really crunchy. Now, carrot and kale. I'm going to show you a really quick way of slicing carrot ribbons. So you just come down.
Oh, so it's just a bit like peeling them, but...
That's right. Off you go. There we go. Nice big long ribbons. Sugar snap peas in.
Yep.
Okay. Into the noodles.
Forgot to.
Oh, thank you. Wake up, Daddy. Next, kale. Now, you know how good that is for you, right?
Yeah.
Kale in. Right, how are the ribbons?
They're good.
Oh, that's nice. You okay? Would you like some salt and pepper on your little bit of carrot? No? Ribbons go in. Good girl.
I didn't forget any like you did.
So, excuse me. And because we've shaved them really thinly like this, how long do you think they're going to take to cook?
About a minute. Oh, it looks so yummy.
It does look yummy, doesn't it? Now we're going to drain the noodles. That is beautiful. See how the kale's cooked?
What happens if you cook the vegetables for too long? Would they just go a bit hard?
They'll go soft and mushy. Okay. And then we're going to drop the noodles in. But now, we're going to make those noodles taste even better. I'd like you to put a little bit of salt and pepper on there for me, please. Next. Chop. Spring onions through. Watch your fingers, please. We're going to put a dressing on there. Ginger goes in.
I can smell that from here.
You can, can't you? How nice is
It's
that?
going to be like a multi-season salad with
Isn't
all
it?
the colours.
Now, what's that? Have a little smell.
Sesame
That's
oil.
That's right, sesame oil. A touch of sesame oil over. Okay. Rice wine vinegar. A little splash. Okay. And then finally, a little touch of soy sauce. I'll let you drizzle that in, please. That's it. One little final ingredient. What's that?
Seaweed.
Whose favourite's that?
Jack's, Holly's, and mine.
Slice it into strips. Okay. I'm going to chop that. Oh, how is that?
Good.
I want you to sprinkle that on top of the noodles. And I'll squeeze the lemon juice. Oh, excuse me.
We also had a lemon shower today.
The soba noodle salad is ready. Now, we'll get on and cook the salmon.
Oh, it looks good.
Doesn't it? Boom. Let's go. Boom. Right. Pan nice and hot.
But
What did I show you when you put fish in the pan? Which way do you put it in?
you put it in skin down first.
That's right. And then there's the pan there, and you put it in there, and you lay away from you. If you lay it towards you, what happens?
It will spit at you.
You will splash. That's right. So take your time. Good girl. Good girl. And the last one. Good girl.
Very slippy.
Very slippy. That's why it's so fresh. Nice. Nice. A nice little bit of ginger on there now. A little bit of garlic.
It smells of a mixture of all the flavours.
Doesn't it?
Going together.
So we've got a nice colour on the salmon.
Nice and crispy.
Nice and crispy, that's right. And now I'd like you to pour the rest of the marinade over for me, please. Nice. Okay. Now the salmon's going to glaze now. Well done. You're getting good at this cooking stuff, you know that? Would you like to be a chef when you grow up?
Yeah.
Really? Would you like to have your own restaurant one day?
I'd like to have a bakery.
A bakery?
Me and Jack are planning on opening one together.
Oh.
And we do the paninis and make the coffees. And
Oh.
I do the cakes and the cookies. Then it's going to have, like, it's scrambled eggs for breakfast.
So you've already thought this out?
Yeah, we were planning it the other night when we couldn't sleep.
And who's going to be the head chef and who's going to be the sous chef?
No, we're not going to do that because we've both got different roles in it.
Oh, I see. This is well thought out.
Yeah, but we're not going to need anybody else apart from me and him, so no other people.
Oh, it's nice. Sounds amazing. You get the spoon here like this, OK? And just tilt the pan. I'll tilt the pan. You glaze the salmon for me, please. Now, they, my darling,
Ready.
are ready.
Do you keep the ginger on top of it? What was your favourite type of salmon when you were little?
Salmon fish cakes.
Oh, I like those.
You like those? How does that look?
That looks delicious.
I'd like you to carry that very carefully over to the table, OK? And I'll carry your noodles. Ready? Let's go. Well done. So I'm fascinated with this restaurant you and Jack are going to open. Yeah.
Patisserie.
Patisserie. This is my ultimate healthy dinner. It's fresh, home-cooked and full of goodness. But most importantly, it's absolutely delicious.
Meg, Holly, Mum, dinner.
So we have a delicious teriyaki salmon with soba noodles.
These look and sound super healthy. Bon appetit.
I think we did well. High five. Lizzie would say, done.
Boom. Thank you.
Boom.
There are loads more great home cooking recipes on my app, Cook With Me. You can find it in the App Store. Good luck. Over the years, I've had great fun being rude about vegetarians, but today, I'm joining them. I put together a fantastic breakfast, lunch and dinner packed with amazing tastes, textures and full-on flavour without a bit of meat in sight. I guarantee my ultimate vegetarian food will have even the most committed carnivore drooling and begging for more. First up, a real treat of a meat-free breakfast, pear and crunchy granola muffins. For the perfect vegetarian lunch, crispy golden halloumi, courgette and herb cakes. Halloumi cheese doesn't look that tasty, but once you've got colour on it, it's really delicious. And my youngest daughter, Tilly, joins me in the kitchen to make a scrummy three-course veggie dinner.
That's my guilty pleasure.
Is it really? Courgette, ricotta and mint top bruschetta. Roasted beetroot and thyme risotto. And for pud, white chocolate and lime mousse with crushed raspberries.
Wow, that looks really cool.
These are my ultimate vegetarian recipes, breakfast, lunch and dinner. First, the perfect morning treat for vegetarians and carnivores alike, pear and crunchy granola muffins. Something quite nice when you walk into friends or family's house and you smell a muffin being baked. The flour and the baking powder in, a nice touch of cinnamon. Cinnamon muffins goes brilliantly. Pinch of salt, that's really important for the sort of overall flavour. You don't want the muffin to be too sweet. Muscovado sugar, that's the refined brown sugar, really rich and somewhat spicy and goes brilliantly inside the muffin. And then my crispy granola. Now we're going to put half of this in now and save the other half to sprinkle on top of the muffin. Give that a really good mix. In the centre, I'm going to have some fresh pear. Top and tail of the pears, really important to peel. Nothing worse when you're trying to enjoy that muffin and you're negotiating with a big slither of skin of pear. Slice them round, the core, 4 sides, and slice them nice and thinly. Generally, muffins contain around half the fat and sugar of cupcakes. Once the dry ingredients are mixed together, you add in the wet. 2 whole eggs. Nice. Milk in. Followed by gently melted butter. Give that a good mix. Add that to your mixture. Just start folding. Always do it by hand. Muffins are delicate, dainty little beasts. Don't overwork your muffin mixture. You want that mixture to become nice and relaxed. Now, the mix looks nice and creamy. Your tray and your little cups, and spoon in that mixture. 2/3 full. 1 nice generous spoon. And you can tell the mix is right because you've got that even distribution of the pear running from the top to the bottom. Just gently tap your tray, both ends. That gets the mix all the way down so they cook nice and evenly. Take your granola, now sprinkle that on top. And so you've got this dual texture. spicy pear and this nice crunchy topping makes the muffin taste and feel a little bit more luxurious. Now, into the oven at 180 for 25 minutes. Beauties. They smell delicious. Got that nice, crispy top. Just get them out and let them cool down. And I don't have any problems turning vegetarian once or twice a week when I'm having muffins like that. Nice. They smell amazing. A vegetarian breakfast to put hairs on your chest. Pear and crunchy granola muffins. That is a vegetarian's delight. Beautiful. Coming up, I'll be showing you a stunning vegetarian lunch and dinner. But first, here's a more in-depth look at the key ingredients you'll need for them. First for dinner, I'm using risotto rice. Risotto is a flagship classic in Italian cuisine, but it's widely believed that the Spaniards introduced it to northern Italy back in the Middle Ages. There are three main types: arborio, carnaroli, and violoni. Their ability to absorb liquid and flavour whilst releasing lots of starch is what makes risotto uniquely delicious and unctuous. A tasty, creamy and inexpensive way to satisfy lots of tummies without a morsel of meat in sight. The deep, dramatic red colour of sweet, earthy beetroot makes it difficult to outdo in terms of all-round culinary impact. But early forms of this humble root veg were carrot-shaped and favoured for their medicinal rather than their cooking merits. Today, there is a veritable rainbow of beetroot types, to be enjoyed pickled, in soups, grated into cakes, or even simply roasted, which is how I'll be using mine in my amazing vegetarian main course risotto. Halloumi is a firm, springy, salty cheese with its roots firmly in cypress and grease. The best halloumi is made from sheep's milk, rich in vitamins and essential nutrients. It's thought to promote longevity. Halloumi keeps for many months if stored unopened in the fridge, and its high melting point makes it brilliantly adaptable, perfect for grilling, barbecuing and frying. I'll be championing this texture-lending marvel for my yummy vegetarian lunch dish of halloumi courgette and herb cakes. As a chef, I'm never sniffy about cooking with vegetables because I know that with a bit of care and attention, they can be turned into something absolutely stunning. For my ultimate vegetarian lunch, I've got a couple of fantastic recipes. Lightly fried, my delicious halloumi and courgette cakes squeeze every last bit of flavour out of those vegetables. But first, I'm preparing a simple slow roast tomato and watercress salad. These cherry tomatoes are perfect. If you haven't got cherry tomatoes, vine tomatoes are good, or even just big, normal plum tomatoes. Lay the tomatoes on the tray. And these go into the oven for about 90 minutes. If you turn the oven down really low, you can leave them in overnight. To be honest, the longer you leave them, the better they taste. Once you've seasoned them with salt, sprinkle over with some sugar. And the salt and sugar combined speeds up the drying process because you want that nice chewy texture. And then you get these little thyme flowers and just pick off the buds. Garlic, sliced. Then just spread that on. Now the tray looks quite full and compact. But 90 minutes in the oven, you'll see everything shrink down, and all the skin's blistering, and the flavour intensifies so nicely. Extra virgin olive oil. That gives a nice, earthy flavour to the tomatoes. Place your tomatoes into an oven preheated to 150 degrees C and cook long and slow for an hour and a half. Now, halloumi cakes. There's something quite exciting about halloumi cheese. It's a very firm cheese, and it fries brilliantly. Peel the carrots. Great. Not too finely, you want that nice texture. Next, courgette. The secret is keeping it all grated the same. Put that into a sieve. A sprinkling of salt will draw out liquid from the vegetables. Then grate the halloumi. Halloumi cheese doesn't look that tasty, but once you've got colour on it in the pan, it's really Really delicious. Now, really important to squeeze out the excess water from the veg. And you'll see all that water that needs to come out of there. If we didn't do this, it'll make your little patties non-friable because the whole thing starts to separate. And then mix in with the cheese. Spring onions, chop up the whites and the greens. Now we're going to season that with some delicious fresh mint and fresh coriander. Whenever it's vegetarian, I like to put a combination of herbs in there. Tarragon and parsley, mint and coriander, basil and lemongrass.
All delicious on their own, but in tandem, their flavours play off each other.
Next, 2 eggs in. Give that a little mix. Add the eggs to the mixture. And then finally, a couple of tablespoons of breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs help dry out any excess moisture. Mix all the ingredients together. Before you start shaping these, taste the mixture. It's really important to identify the seasoning now.
If you wait until you've cooked them, it'll be too late to adjust the seasoning.
Roll them to a large golf ball. Shape them to like a little mini burger. You can spice these up with some chili in there. If you haven't got fresh chili flakes. And it's something that can be done up a day in advance.
To get your cakes firm and ready for frying, put them into the fridge uncovered for 25 minutes.
Pan on. Get that nice and hot. Whilst I'm waiting for that, I'll get the dressing ready.
Slice of red chilli, seeds and all, on an angle into shards. Then chop fresh ginger. Season with a sprinkle of sugar and salt. Add some rice wine vinegar. Add a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. To finish off, some chopped coriander.
Got that sweet, sour, spicy flavour.
With my chili dressing done, I can start frying off my halloumi cakes in a hot, oiled pan.
We get that nice, crisp edge. You can already start to smell that sautéed halloumi with the courgettes and carrots. Smells delicious. Really important to put a nice amount of colour on them.
As my cakes sizzle away, I can finish off my roast tomato salad.
One of my favourite leaves has to be watercress. Just cut off stalks. Shallot rings. Watercress and shallot go brilliantly well together. The shallot looks so dainty when you open up these little ringlets.
Don't forget to turn your cakes.
Now, tomatoes. Whatever you don't use, just jar them and put them in the fridge. Just drop those slow-cooked, warm tomatoes over the watercress. The sweetness is incredible, absolutely delicious. A little drizzle of aged balsamic vinegar gives that tartness to the watercress. Watercress is naturally peppery, so it doesn't need any pepper. Just a little touch of salt, and then a light sprinkling of extra virgin olive oil.
After 5 minutes on a medium heat, my halloumi cakes are ready.
So important to have taken out that water. You can see it doesn't disintegrate. And then just get your dressing, take a spoon of it, and then tilt it to the side, because I want the garnish, I don't want the juice. And if that does not turn you on to become a vegetarian for the night, I honestly don't know what will. Delicious.
My crispy golden halloumi courgette and herb cakes with a sumptuous roast tomato and watercress salad, all of the flavour with none of the meat.
When I was growing up, my mum was a very, very good cook, so we had some great food. But it was always meat and 2 veg, and the veg definitely played a bit part. But the more attention you pay to cooking vegetables, the more you realise they can easily take centre stage. For all the flavour with none of the flesh, here's my ultimate vegetarian dinner.
First, a hearty starter of bruschetta with ricotta and succulent griddled courgettes. For my main, I'm serving fragrant roasted beetroot and thyme risotto. But I'll be in trouble with the kids if I don't do a pud. So I'm enlisting the help of my youngest, Tilly, to rustle up an indulgent chocolate and lime mousse with crushed raspberries.
So if you unwrap the chocolate, start breaking it up in little bits. We're going to make the most amazing white chocolate mousse.
Our first job is to bring half of our cream up to the boil.
So what kind of cream is that in there, Dad?
That is double cream, OK? So that's going to make a really nice, rich chocolate mousse. What's your favourite sort of chocolate? Is it white, milk, dark?
I love white and milk. What's yours?
I absolutely love milk chocolate.
Oh, that's my guilty pleasure.
Is it really? Here we go. Cream in. So that goes in there. Now, you can see what's happening straight away, can't you?
It's melting really quickly.
Melting really quickly, so, OK. Oh, excuse me. At least your jumper's white, so you won't spot it.
Yeah, and I've got a nice little snack for later.
In another bowl, add lime zest, cold cream, and whisk until it forms soft peaks.
The lime cuts the sort of richness of the cream, and that starts to make the chocolate mousse taste a little bit lighter.
It smells really good. The lime gives it a really nice zinginess.
Zinginess, you're absolutely right.
Next, add to the melted chocolate mixture.
And because I'm whisking, it's just getting lighter and lighter and lighter. Have a little taste. Nice?
Yeah, the lime gives it a really nice taste.
Tilly, I need the rest for the mousse.
I need some for my tummy.
No, come on. Chocolate mousse into the fridge.
Our next job is to separate out 3 egg whites.
This is where I need you at your absolute best, OK? Because to whip those whites is going to be really tough. So we'll take it in turns, 30 seconds each, OK? You go first. 10 seconds gone. Come on, Tilly. 15 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. Come on, you can do it. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And change. Excellent. Hold the bowl. Right.
No. No way! Jesus!
Oh, what? Come on.
It's over, Dad.
Matilda!
That's
you can't
it.
walk out and Daddy.
You can't do that to me. 30 seconds, this puny little thing, and you come with this big little machine gun.
Because that's the best way of whipping up egg whites.
But why didn't I do it that way?
You start tipping that sugar in slowly. Good girl.
Still not very happy, you know.
So,
Our contentious whipped egg whites will make our mousse light and airy. And when they've reached soft peaks, we can gently mix in our cooled white chocolate and cream mixture.
once the egg whites hit the cream,
Yeah.
the chocolate sets. The egg whites keep the cream nice and fluffy, and you get this nice light mousse in the bowl. Now, I need you to crush some raspberries, please, with some fresh mint.
You can see all the juice coming out.
Now, take your mousse.
Wow, that looks really cool.
Now, look at that down the bottom there, look. Crushed raspberry. Delicious.
And the mint.
Now, I'm going to set that in the fridge. If you could be so kind to open the door, please.
Our yummy white chocolate mousse will take at least 2 hours to set, so we can crack on with our Mediterranean-inspired vegetarian starter. Griddle courgette, ricotta and mint bruschetta. For this recipe, you'll need a griddle pan, an essential piece of kit for that char grill look. Cut thick slices of ciabatta bread. Drizzle both sides with olive oil. Season with a little salt and pepper, and griddle each side until toasted. Then slice a couple of courgettes diagonally into 1/2 centimetre thick pieces. Drizzle and coat in olive oil and season with salt and pepper. Sear on a smoking hot griddle pan in batches until all the courgettes are bar marked on both sides. Next, roughly chop mint leaves and combine with creamy ricotta cheese. Spread your toasted ciabatta with dollops of minty ricotta and top with your seared courgette. Super simple and super tasty.
Now we're going to make a delicious beetroot risotto. I want you to get the shallots, just slice them in half, and then just chop them like that, OK?
Okay.
Now, have you ever made a risotto?
No, I haven't actually.
Shallots, please, into the pan for Daddy.
Add a sprinkle of salt and pepper along with a couple of crushed cloves of garlic.
Once you start cooking the risotto, it's really important to have your stock gently boiling away. If we're adding cold stock on top of the rice all the time, it just slows down the process. Generally, you cook at a nice, wide, flat pan.
Yeah.
If you cook in a deep pan, all the rice sort of cooks at different temperatures.
What stock is that in there, Dad?
Okay, so that's a vegetable stock.
Yeah, because you can't have different stocks if it's for a vegetarian, can you?
No,
You can't have chicken stock.
I made that mistake once, putting beef stock in a vegetarian soup.
Did you?
No, I didn't. Matilda,
Sure.
I'm positive. I'm joking. Fry off the thyme. How nice does that smell?
It smells delicious.
Rice in.
That's a bit of a different rice.
This is Alboria rice. It's a perfect rice for risotto. Now, it's really important to sear the rice. If we were just to put the stock in without sweating off the rice, it goes all starchy. So keep on stirring for Daddy.
Is this going to make a flambe?
No flambe on the risotto.
To go with our deep red beetroot theme, I'm adding red wine, followed by the first ladle of stock to get things started.
Now we're off.
Wow. It's giving it a cloudy sort of look.
What's happening to the stock?
The stock is reducing down and the rice is sucking it in.
That's right. So the rice is actually getting nice and plump. When a risotto is live, when it's like this now, we can't stop cooking it. We have to cook it all the way. OK, ready for the next ladle?
I'm ready.
Good girl. Here we go. Ladle in. So we have to make this for literally 20, 25 minutes, and we're nursing it all the way. Beetroots. Peeled them, rubbed them a little bit of salt and sugar,
Yeah.
and a little bit of aged balsamic vinegar in there. Roasted them. I'm gonna grate my parmesan. How's that rice doing?
The rice is doing good.
Now, that is exactly where we want to be now, look. Look at that nice, glossy, textured rice. So beetroots, I want you to put 2/3 of the beetroot in there for me, saving 1/3 for the top. Good. Sprinkle the parmesan in there for me, please, all over. Nice.
It's like it's snowing.
Again. And then we're just going to get some nice butter in there. The butter gives the risotto a really nice gloss. Look at that. Beautiful. Let that come down. Let it come down first. All right, get your spoon in there now for Daddy. Beautifully. There you go. Good. Wonderful. Shake it. Risotto should be like lava. It just flows out. And then the rest of the beetroot on top. And then finish. And some extra virgin olive oil on top. There. I'll pick up the bruschetta. You take that to the table. OK? Let's go, Danny.
This is my ultimate vegetarian dinner. Delicious courgette ricotta and mint top bruschetta. An unctuous roasted beetroot and thyme risotto. And for put, an indulgent white chocolate and lime mousse with fresh crushed raspberries.
Phoebe, Jack, Meg, Mum.
A delicious, non-meat feast that will have vegetarians and carnivores fighting for seconds.
Tonight is vegetarian night. Meg, how is it going?
Really tasty. I love it.
I really liked making the risotto.
And we had fun. So where's Holly?
Disco.
Discos aren't very nice. They hurt your ears.
Cheese.
Cheers, everybody. No meat.
Vegetarian.
Vegetarians.
There are loads more great home cooking recipes on my app, Cook With Me. You can find it in the App Store. Good luck.